Good morning, everyone. Myself, Vivek Pangade, Assistant Professor, Department of ASC, Sciences of Technology, Rajankunte, Bengaluru. In previous video, we discussed some of the concept called join operation, right? So, join operation, in order to join any two table with the help of some of the joining attributes, in order to retrieve the result from both tables, they will going to use the join operation. In today, we are going to start with the aggregate function in SQL. The main basic use of aggregate function is that in order to perform any mathematical operation on the SQL, in order to perform the mathematical operations on SQL, we're going to use this aggregate function. Some of the mathematical inbuilt function in SQL we have, those are count, sum, max, min, and average. These are the five aggregate functions or built-in functions we're going to perform on the database. So the count function is going to return the number of tuples or values specified in a query. It going the sum, max, min, average is going to supply a set of multi-set of numeric values. So these are some of the functions you're going to use, right? So these count, sum, max functions we're going to used in the select clause. We're going to use these aggregate functions or aggregate built-in functions we're going to use in the select clause or in a having clause. In these two class, we're going to use the count, sum, max, min, and average. For example, find the sum of the salaries of all employees, the maximum salary, the minimum salary, and the average salary. So we have a salary attribute in the employee table. On the salary attribute, we're going to apply some of the aggregate functions like sum, max, min, and average. So select sum of salary, max of salary, min of salary, average of salary on the table from employee. That's why we're going to get the result. So second, find the sum of the salaries of all employees of the research department as well as the maximum salary, the minimum salary, and the average salary in this department. So select sum of salary, max of salary, and min of salary, average of salary from employee. Join department on department number equal to department because we're going to retrieve the employee information working on the research department. So salary is there in the employee table and research is there in the department table. We want to retrieve both values, both attribute values from different table. So in order to retrieve both values of the different table, we're going to apply a keyword called join on. Join keyword. So we're going to apply with the help of, we're going to join these two table, employee table, department table with the help of department number. So after that, we're going to apply the condition, which is D name equal to research. Who are all the employees working on the D name, working in the research department, their salaries is going to, this aggregate function, this our mathematical operation going to perform. It is sum of salary, max of salary, and min of salary, average of salary of the employee working in the research department, right? So if the aggregate function is there, wherever you have aggregate function, there depending upon the query requirement, we're going to apply the group keyword and the having keyword. What this group keyword is once means what we have for this exam here, department name equal to research. We are going to group all the employees of the department research, and we're going to apply this mathematical function, right? So we're grouping this D name, we're grouping the attribute by the D name, the research department. Later on, we're going to apply this operation. So the group Y is going to group the attribute. It's going to group the attribute depending upon the same value. Based upon the values, it's going to group the attributes. After grouping, if you want to apply any condition on that grouping attribute, if you want to apply any of the condition on the grouping attribute, there we're going to use the having clause. So having clause is the way we're going to give the conditions for the group Y, and where condition where clause is going to be there in the where clause we're going to give the condition for the select. Where is for select and having this for group by. So group by clause specifies the grouping attribute which should also appear in the select clause. So that we are resulting whatever the group by we are giving the attribute name, that attribute should be there in the select clause. On which attribute you are applying a grouping keyword, that attribute name should be there, that attribute should be there in the select clause. Example, for each department, retrieve the department number, the number of employees in the department, and the average salary. So select department number, count of star, because we need to retrieve the department number of employees. How many employees are there in the department? So count of star asterisk symbol indicates it will going to count, it's going to take all the employee information, all the number of employees. So average of salary from employee group by department number. It's going to group the department number. In the table, if you have department number 555, all these 3 5 values will be one group. 4 4, these two will be one another group. Right? It's going to group the attribute. Next, if null is exist, if we, while grouping the attribute, if null is there, we can separate the group into a separate group by, that is going as a one other group null. So for example, for each ad project, retrieve the project number, the project name, and the number of employees who work on the project. We have to retrieve the project information like project number, project name, and number of employees working on that project. So P number, P name, and count of star, number of employees. So that's why count of star. From project works on, where P number equal to P number. You are going to compare the P number. If the project is number is equal, then we are going to take the information of the employee. Group by P number and P name. Group by P number and P name. If we want to apply any condition on these two attributes which there in the group by, then we are going to use the having clause. The having clause is the provides the condition on the group of tuples to associate with the each value of the grouping attribute. We take the same example, select P number, P name, count, then from project works on, where P number equal to P number, group by P number comma P name, count, having count of stars greater than 2. In each project, minimum 2 employees should work. On each project, minimum 2 employees should work. So after grouping the P number and P name, we're going to apply in that P number and P name, project number and project name, 2 employees are working or not. If it is working, that we consider as a result. It is how we're going to apply a having clause and the or having clause on the grouping attribute group by keyword. Thanks for watching the video.